Hey guys, Uncommon Ramen here again. Today I want to take a look at Versus System, two-player card game, Hydra versus Shield, or Shield versus Hydra. I don't know how you want to say that. As per usual, I've taken all the shrink wrap off this, just simply because it's a pain in the butt. But just like the previous video, the shrink wrap did have a little indicator on here that there was a foil card. Or not a foil card, my bad, a promo card inside of here. So let's take a look. Now, just a quick disclaimer here. I know almost nothing about Shield or Hydra. I was under the impression that Shield kind of became popular with the popularity of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, simply because that's when you start seeing like the helicarriers and so on and so forth. I could be completely wrong about that. I don't know how far back they go in the comic history. I do know that Hydra goes back a very long time. I want to say as far back as Captain America, but I don't have any accurate statements on that as well, because, as I mentioned, I don't know a whole lot about these. Short of, some of the characters that are involved in here. I do know that in the more recent Hydra versus Shield related comic history, Captain America was part of Hydra, which I guess is explained here when I go through some of these cards. That it was explained that a living cosmic cube caused that to happen. But anyway, this is the Versus System two-player game, Hydra versus Shield rule sheet here. Some new stuff like the agents and the soldiers. Basically, you'll receive some bonuses here for the number of agents or soldiers that you have in play already. And then some quick clarifications on rules on some of the cards there. And an introduction here to Cosmic Cubes. There are 4 in their control, apparently. So yeah, that's interesting. And then this is where it explains right here. Kobik, the first printing, will receive Kobik, and it says that she's a living cosmic cube and responsible for remaking Captain America into Supreme Leader of Hydra, or into the Supreme Leader of Hydra. So that's where you get that kind of backstory there, and that is the promo card that is included in the set. So there's Kobik for you, living cosmic cube, not the first that I'm aware of. I am pretty sure that Fantastic Four had an encounter with at least 2 cosmic cubes that had a living form. That much I do know. I don't know much about Kobik, though. So there's Kobik. That's our promo. Also, if you look at her, one of a kind, which means that you really can't play with any more than just the one in there. And her ability, Reshape History, basically says that enemy characters lose and cannot gain team affiliations, which can be actually pretty devastating if you are heavily relying on team attacking, not to mention certain plot twists. So take a quick look here. We have on the Hydra side, Helmut Zemo, both in level 1 and level 2. Madam Hydra, level 1, level 2. Madam Hydra is interesting. Her level up is 5. You have to do it 5 times, but when you play a resource face down, Madam Hydra gains an XP. And then her leveled up version, Secret Empire, says that you can recruit characters and play equipment from your resource row. And when you do, you replace that card with the top card of your deck face down. So that's really interesting, because it kind of, where most teams are going to end up locking themselves out of those cards. She has access to them, which makes her an interesting foe and kind of gives you something to play around with. Then we have Red Skull, level 1 and level 2. His level 2 just basically says that if he no longer has the Cosmic Cube, he's going to revert back down to the level 1 until he gets a Cosmic Cube again. And the reason that there's not much more there is because he's a 10/10. That's pretty crazy, especially for, you know, a main character. And then, of course, the Supreme Leader, aka Captain America. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but way to go, Kobik. So yeah, that will be our main characters. We have Arnim Zola, who basically just continues to search himself out until there's no more copies of him. I keep forgetting there's 4 in here as opposed to 3. Hydra Soldier, it does have Swarm. Not positive how you're going to get more than 4 of these guys in your deck without buying multiple of this Hydra versus Shield thing, unless of course people are just randomly selling them. But yeah, Hydra Soldier. Dr. Faustus. Fixer. Gorgon, and with the asterisks here, that means that there is another character that is named Gorgon that is not the same character. This just indicates that they can be played in the same deck. I'm having trouble with the focus on this. There we go. Baron von Strucker. He is a scary looking fellow. Viper, also a terrifying person. Hive, who gets stronger for each Hydra character in play, and is just an altogether terrifying entity. And then we have Magneto, and this is where, like I said, I know very little about what the Hydra Shield thing is and how that all went down in the most recent comic books and whatnot. So seeing Magneto here in the Hydra deck, and I'm like, what happened? How did that happen? But, you know, it's neither here nor there. You get Magneto, okay, apparently. Kraken. Sorry, I was going too quickly there. Madam Hydra. Red Skull. Again, Supreme Leader. Hydra Assault Rifle has the standard issue, so you pay 1 less when you attach it to a soldier. We have Cosmic Cube. This one is Reshape Existence. These Cosmic Cubes, by the way, are very powerful. This one is Reshape the Mind. Reshape the Soul. Reshape the World. Strength above all else. Gehenna. So these equipment here, they're also one of a kind, and they're just, I guess, powerful pieces of equipment. This particular one can only be equipped to evil characters, Darkhold, Serpent Crown, the Nullifier, which in the original Sin story arc was reintroduced. So where they thought it had been destroyed, it was in fact just in his collection. Interesting and very powerful equipment. Book of Vishanti. This one, it can only be equipped to good characters. Then we have a reprinting of Singularity to balance her a little bit better. Now it costs something to use her ability. I remember when I first saw her ability, I was like, wow, that's pretty powerful. So it's good to see that there is some balancing going on here. And here's the interesting thing. All of these laboratories all of these are laboratories, and all of these are training grounds. So I guess they just decided not to separate them. They both get used in both decks. And then we have this curious card here with my condensation on the back that I don't know what it is. It's just randomly in here, and I think I'm going to use it as a token or something. I don't know, but yeah. So that's the Hydra side of things. And I would point out here that Kobik does not have an affiliation on top of all the other weird things that are Kobik, I guess. So Shield, we obviously have Black Widow. You cannot have Shield without Black Widow. In both level 2 and level 1, my bad. Then we have Captain America, aka Falcon, and this, like I said, the asterisks just mean that you can run both Captain America and the Falcon version of Captain America in the same deck. So yeah. Now originally, and this is shows you how much I know about this current story arc, the Falcon Captain America, if I remember correctly, took over as Captain America when the original Captain America had been given a serum that took away the whole super soldier thing, and then he became really old and not capable of being Captain America anymore. But knowing Marvel, they must have retconned that, or something happened. I don't know. But yeah, so Captain America Falcon. Nick Fury, of course. You cannot have S.H.I.E.L.D. without Nick Fury. Level 1 and level 2. Quake, which I'm actually surprised. I would have figured it would have been the Hill girl. I cannot remember her name. And not Quake, but guess I was wrong. Shield Agent. This is the equivalent to the Hydra Soldier. Slingshot, who has an interesting ability. The yo-yo ability. Fitzsimmons, which is a really neat card. One card to encompass 2 people. If they're wounded one time, then they lose one of their abilities because it's as if the one part of the team was wounded. Sharon Carter. Maria, that was her name. Maria Hill. I would have figured she would have been a main character, not Quake, but I guess what do I know? Phil Coulson, another one that I would have figured would have been a main character as opposed to just a supporting character. Phil Coulson. Captain America, aka Falcon. Dum Dum Dugan. Melinda May. Hawkeye. Very nice. Man-Thing. And I don't know the difference between Man-Thing and Swamp Thing. They look very similar. But what do I know? Iron Man, Hulkbuster. Nick Fury. Grant Ward. Very quick look at this guy. He has both affiliations here. He is both an agent and a soldier. And he is both selfish or selfless, depending on which deck you include him in. Really interesting character. Not sure who he is. Like I said, don't follow a lot of Hydra Shield related stuff, and a lot of the recent Iron Man I haven't been following. So yeah, interesting. Plasma beam gun. Sorry, plasma beam handgun. This is standard issue, just like the Hydra's version, so on a soldier it costs one less. We've got the Quinjet, which is really cool. Flight and +3/+3. That's super cool. Strategic Homeland Intervention. The Helicarrier. You cannot have shield without the Helicarrier, so very happy to see this, the Helicarrier. Unwavering Loyalty. And then, just like the other side, we got all of our academies. And all of our fortresses. And that is Versus System, Shield versus Hydra. Some really interesting cards in there. I still haven't been able to use the last set that I added, the Legacy set. So I definitely can't wait to try this one out. Really interested in the Cosmic Cubes. I think those are really cool. But yeah. If you liked the video, go ahead and like and subscribe. And as always, I love any comments that you guys leave. Maybe I missed something, especially in this video. Maybe you guys can clear up the whole Shield versus Hydra disconnect that I have here. Especially like the Magneto thing. I'm not really sure where he fits into the whole Shield versus Hydra, but apparently he does. You know, is Captain America still the supreme leader? Or did Kobik switch him back to normal? Like, yeah, let me know. And until next time, peace.